Hi, I'm Roamy. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Ergobaby Airloom to carry a newborn and two different methods to do it up. So here I've got the Ergobaby Airloom. Now for a newborn, what you need to do is you need to tuck this band through here. So you see you've got your panel here and you've got your little band there. So you're going to take the fabric and fold it so all of that comes through with the straps and everything. Put that all through there. Okay, so it'll eventually look like this. Okay, so if you look at it from the back, you've got your tag and the insides. From the front, you've got your band there, and that's all folded through. So you're going to need to use it in this position for a number of months to begin with. It obviously depends on how big your baby is, how long their torso is. I'm going to make another video which shows you using it in the unfolded position, but I'm going to use two sizes of doll with it in this position to show how to do that. So when it's this way around, what you're going to do is you're going to take this writing here, and if you make sure you can see it the right way up, you're then going to fold that round and put it against you. Now, depending on how big your baby is will determine where you sit the waistband. So I'm going to start with using a newborn size doll, and I'm therefore going to put the waistband quite high on me. So you can see here it's around my rib cage. I'm going to then fold this piece around behind, and then I'm going to swivel it round to the front so I can see what I'm doing. So you've got two places you can tighten and loosen here. One's on this side and one's on the other. So I've just loosened that one off here, feed it through the elastic, that, and clip it in here and make sure it goes click like that. Okay, I'm now going to swivel this back round to where I want it to sit. Now if you look on the back, you've got this lumbar support panel. Ideally you want that to sit evenly on your back, so I'm going to tighten this side up. If I need to, I can loosen or tighten this one here, but I want this piece to end up even on my back just so it's nice and supportive. And as you can see, I've got this nice and high, so that's what it looks like on the back. And this is it on the front, and you want it to be as tight as a belt, so it's snug but obviously not uncomfortable. Now as I said, I've got this nice and high for a newborn. I'm going to do another video, I'm going to do the second part of the video with a slightly older baby. This is for a newborn size. The reason you put the waistband higher is the higher the waistband goes, the shorter the panel will be over your baby, and I'll show you a little more of that in a second. Now before we pick up the baby, I'm just going to have a look at the straps. So you'll see this one's got fixed straight straps like this. The first method I'm going to show you is where we're going to clip it behind the neck. So what I want to do is slide these clips right up to the very top, so towards the fattest part here, and the same on this one. So make sure the clips are right up there, and I'm going to just tighten this one up so it's fairly snug behind my neck. Now how tight you need this will be determined by your build. Obviously if you've got broader shoulders you'll need it slightly wider, but we're going to want these straps to lie flat on our shoulders, so you don't want it too wide, otherwise it will be uncomfy. Okay, so I've got that adjusted here, and I've got the straps fairly tight on these, so I've got a little bit of tightening I can do, but I've got them fairly tight. Once you've done it the first time, you'll know how tight it needs to go anyway. Okay, so I've got this clipped around, I've got the straps adjusted, so I'm ready to pick up my baby. So this doll is a newborn size. So what I'm going to do is hold the baby with their head on my upper chest. So don't worry about where the waistband is, just hold baby with their head in your upper chest. And hopefully you can see this in the video, but I've got quite a bit of this panel between me and the baby. So the panel starts here, and I've got their bottom held down there. Now, the more fabric that's between you and baby, the shorter the panel will be as it goes up over their back. So I'm just going to test it out with this one. So I'm going to slide my hand under the base and just stroke this up over their bottom and back. Now you want it to come up to their earlobe, but no higher. Okay, so that's looking perfect for this baby. If it wasn't coming up high enough, I'd hold them a little bit higher, which I know sounds counterintuitive, but that then means the panel will go up higher on them. If it was going too high on them, I'd hold them a little bit lower so that more fabric scoops between us before it comes up. But yeah, that's looking perfect there. So just rest your hand across their shoulders. Obviously their weight is taken by this. Then you're going to take one strap and put it over one shoulder, and the other one and put it over the other shoulder. Okay, so we've got one strap over either shoulder. So at this stage, just have a quick check and just check they've got a leg coming out of either side. We can adjust them if they're slightly lopsided in a minute. Now, because I've already pre-tightened these, their baby is already held fairly snug. If obviously it's very loose, just tighten them a little bit, but don't tighten it too much until we've done the clip behind. So baby is fairly well held. I'm now going to run my hands up here, so holding onto this to keep it taut, and reach up behind and do the clip up behind my neck. Okay, I'm then going to put my hand back holding baby. So what I did there is I kept it nice and taut against me as I brought this up, so even if there was a bit of slack, it's all behind, clipped it together, and then held baby again. Now, we've got that clip done up. I did it fairly tight for me. If these obviously are coming off your shoulders, just tighten this clip up before we do anything else. You want to get these straps lying flat on your shoulders before you tighten them up here, otherwise they'll end up too wide. So check those are sitting nicely on each shoulder. Now what I'm going to do is reach around and bring any slack forward like this, and then pull that straight back, and then do exactly the same on the other side, forwards and straight back. And if the hand has got coarse underneath, just bring it up like that before. Okay, now the reason you bring the slack forward and then pull back rather than just tightening is if I just pull these straight back, it'll pull baby's tummy in towards me, which will make it a little bit uncomfy for them and can potentially, if they've just fed, mean they might just throw up on me. So you want to make sure there's no pressure on their spine. So by bringing the slack round, what you're doing is you're tightening the strap, but you're not putting pressure on their stomach. So does that make sense? You reach round, pull that forward, and you can see the strap is shifting, and then pull it straight back. And you can keep doing it a little at a time until it's all evenly tightened on your baby. So key things with any baby carrier are, firstly, is that you can see their face and they've got nice clear airways. You want this to be no higher than their earlobe, so they've got nice clear air circulation. Then have a little feel of their legs and just check they're sitting comfortably, so you've got the same amount of leg on either side, ideally knees above bottom. And you want to make sure they're as tight as a cuddle in arms. So you should feel that you don't have to lift them in order to kind of keep them safe. If you're not sure if it's tight enough, you rest your hand on the back of their head like this and just gently lean forward. Their body shouldn't pull away from you. If it does, then you bring any more slack further out by putting this one and then pull that straight back. But the key things are nice clear airways, nice and snug against you, and ideally knees above bottom with their knees tucked up. Now, this carrier has a little adjustment on the front here. This is actually used for when you're facing outwards, so you don't need to do anything with this one at this stage, but a lot of people ask me what that one is for. So looking on the back, that's where the clip is behind you, so we've got it quite high up. Now, everybody has different flexibility, so some people find that really easy, some people find it harder. So the next method I'm going to show you is, if you find this difficult or you don't find it as comfy like this next method will hopefully be an easier one for you. So to get baby out, you reach up behind and you undo the clip. Keep one hand on baby and bring one strap off one shoulder and the other off the other. And then just carefully hold baby on the inside and let the carrier go down, and then you can put baby down there. Now that's all ready to put them in again. Right, I'm now going to show you the different method of using the carrier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the straps first, and then I'm going to adjust the waistband because I'm going to use a slightly bigger baby to show you a different position with a taller baby. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these sliders here and I'm going to slide it right to the other end, so right down towards the bottom of the strap, and do the same on the other side, right the way down there. And I'm going to loosen it very slightly because this is going to end up going across here, which for most people would generally be broader than up there. So I'm just making it slightly looser, not too loose, but just a little bit looser. And then I'm going to clip it together. So it's done up like that. I'm then going to loosen these straps right off. So I'm going to leave about 20 centimetres here. So I've got enough that I can pull it, but not. I want it so that basically I can get this over my head easily once I held baby in there. So I'm going to leave that all done up. Now, with an older baby, I'm going to wear this waistband a bit lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen this off from both sides, or if you want to, you can obviously undo it. I'm just going to loosen it because it's already on. So all I've done is I've just lifted that plastic to loosen it, and I'm going to bring it back down. So I'm going to put this one around my waist now because baby's slightly bigger. So if you remember what I said from the first part of the video, that the higher the waistband is, the shorter the panel will go on baby. So by putting it lower, it should therefore go taller on baby. So I've got those two done up there, got this around my waist, and to tighten it, if you're having difficulty tightening it, hold the panel where you want it to sit and pull one side, hold it with the other hand and pull the other. It just means you're not lifting the weight of the carrier, and it makes it easier to tighten. And just check it's sitting level front to back, it's not tipping forward. Right, I'm going to pick up my bigger baby. So this one's meant to be around a 3-month-old size, so it's a little bit bigger. So just like with a newborn, you're going to hold them with their head on your chest. Okay, so the head on the nice solid part of your chest, And you can see again, I've got a little bit of the fabric between me and baby, but not quite as much as I had with the newborn doll. Let me pop the hands up here. So just like we did with the other baby, you can take your hands and just slide this up over their bottom and back so you're holding them with the panel. Again, we want this coming up to no higher than the earlobe. Once they've got full head control, we can have it up to their armpit, but you never want it any lower than their armpit. So it would depend on their head control. This baby, saying they're 3 months old, they haven't got full head control yet, so we're coming up to their earlobe, but as they get bigger, we can bring it down to their armpit. And actually for that, you could use it back in the newborn position with the waistband higher, so it doesn't come up so high behind them. Okay, so hold them across their shoulders, and then you're going to take this clip here and pass that over your head. And you're going to put one arm through one strap and the other one through the other. This is why we loosen the straps off a lot, so there's lots of space. So bring your arm through each side, keeping hold of baby. Then you're going to take the strap here and pass that over your shoulder and do exactly the same on the other side. So this means all the slack is right around here. So you want this nice and sort of flat against you here. Okay, then we're going to do exactly the same as we did with the previous side. You're going to bring any slack forward and tighten it back. Now just do it a little bit at a time to begin with, because otherwise if you fully tighten one side, you'll end up with the straps really off centre. So bring your slack round and tighten it, and then do the same on this side. And you do a little bit at a time. Once it's fairly secure, just have a little check of baby's position and check they're comfy before you fully tighten it. So I'm then going to bring some more slack around here, tighten it straight back, bring some more slack around here and tighten it straight back. And hopefully you can see, as I pull this round, you can see the strap is actually moving over my shoulder. So when I tighten it, I'm tightening this piece here rather than putting their stomach in towards me. Okay, so now that I've got it nice and secure, I'm just going to check where my baby's hands are. Real babies tend to put their arms like this, my dolls don't. So first of all, check you can see their face and they've got clear airways with a carrier up to their earlobe but no higher. Check they're nice and snug against you. Again, if you're not sure if they are, rest your hand on their head and just gently lean forward and check their body doesn't pull away. And then check they've got their knees in that nice tucked up position where their knees coming towards you and their legs hanging straight down. If you're not sure if they're even, just feel where both their feet are. So if one of their feet is way lower, you'll know they're a bit lopsided. Then you can slide your hand inside and just shift them left or right just to align them. It's not a safety issue, it's more about comfort for baby, but just making sure they're sitting nice and comfortably. Okay, so that's that one. You can see on here, the clip is in a really different place on me. So quite a few people tend to prefer it lower down like that just because it spreads the weight a little bit more across your back. Also, if you struggle to do things behind your neck, this can be an easier position. Other people really like clipping here because the advantage of that is once it's set for you, you literally go shoulder, shoulder clip and it's done. You don't need to adjust anything. So it's worth trying both methods and seeing which one suits you best, what you like. It's totally up to you, personal preference. You may find as baby gets bigger, you prefer one method over the other. It's totally up to you. One thing I forgot to say earlier as well is you've got these big long bits of webbing here. So you may find they're a bit annoying and in the way. If you just take them and you roll them up like this, like that, you can roll them up as short as you like, and then you take this elastic piece here and you just bring it round over the rolled up webbing. So just stretch it around, and what that does is it just tidies it away so it's a bit neater. That's particularly useful if you're doing it up in the first method where you clip it behind, because then you're obviously not going to be loosening it or tightening it. But you can just leave them like that if you want, but that's how you do it neatly. And then you can do the same on the waistband ones too, so you can tidy it all the way nice and neatly so you haven't got any bits of webbing hanging down. I'm just going to unroll this because I'm going to show you how to get baby out of this position. So to get them out of here, there's two ways to do it. So you can either reach up and unclip around there, and it depends on obviously how flexible your arm is and where the clip has ended up. Please don't strain yourself to do that. So you can either unclip it like that. If you find that difficult to do, what you can do is put one arm around baby and you're just going to lift this clip with this finger here. So lift the clip and pull the fabric through. So can you see it comes through quite easily? If I just try and pull this back through without lifting it, it won't move. But if I lift this here, so just put my finger here and lift it up, then it comes through really easily. So bring it back through to basically where it started with about 20 centimetres excess leaving here, and then do exactly the same on the other side. So put one arm around baby, lift the clip and slide that right the way back through. Okay, then what you're going to do is bring your arm down through here and the same through this side, and then lift it straight back over your head like that. And the other option you can do as well is you can bring it up higher and undo the clip here if you prefer. But those are the two main ways of doing up this carrier. So if we take this down here, we can then lift our baby out and put them down, and always leave the waistband done up until you've taken baby out. So you've always got them held with this until you've taken them out. You're obviously then ready to either put them back in again if you want to, or you can take the waistband off. To take it off, I'm just going to swivel it round, press the button there, bring it out of the elastic and take the carrier off. So that is two different methods of using the Ergobaby Aerloom to carry a newborn and a slightly older newborn. I'm now going to make a video showing how to use it in the taller baby section, so if you'd like to see that one, have a look at the other video.